Hello, hello. It's Silly Goods here, and I am coming to you from Ghanaland in Adelaide, South Australia. I wanted to do another little True News video update. I've been recording, my own with my husband Toby, like emergency broadcasts, basically call to action to people in our community to realise what's going on in the world with the covert war that the banking cartel, at the top of the pyramid, have waged against us as they roll out their depopulation agenda and, work to get humanity locked down in their cashless society with their microchipped population, where they can, have less of us, but manage us more tightly so that they can get, more of what they want out of us, with us having less ability to protect or defend ourselves. So they're trying to strip away all of our human rights and have us live in this, science fiction horror story, really, like transhumanism. Their ideas are terrible. They have such bad ideas. And so, instead of fighting against their bad ideas, we need to come up with our own much better ideas. So what's our vision for humanity and for ourselves? And for me, what I hold in my heart and, have since I was a little girl is heaven on earth, like our real world heaven on earth, and peace on earth, and just, having a world that is a genuinely, beautiful place filled with, human beings who are loving life and free and able to focus their energies and attention and creativity and their wisdom on, building the most amazing lives and the most amazing world that they can imagine, being free to imagine, with it, where the governing principle that actually directs and guides everything that we do is divinity. It is love. It is truth. It is, what is honestly in the best interests of, all of divine design. So the individual and the family and the community in connection with our living earth. And what does that look like in practical terms? Well, that's up to us. We're all divinely designed. All of us, living human beings with a divinely created heart and soul. It's written into us. And, there's not one size fits all. It's not like a McDonald's franchising model of heaven on earth. It's not that. It's freedom. It's real world freedom, where, the unique people in each unique part of our beautiful living earth co-create together, but in harmony, so we're, organised through our connection, through our hearts as one human family. So instead of being, in competition where there's, the trying to dominate and trying to possess and trying to take over, no one needs to do that, because there's enough for us all. There's plenty of living earth. The reason it feels so, tight and like there's not enough is because of manufactured scarcity from this system that's deliberately there to keep us living in fear, in fight or flight, fighting for our survival. And because we're all crammed into these high density human settlement zones, like the suburbs where the yards get smaller and smaller, everyone's packed in like sardines, and the high density cities where everyone's packed in on top of each other. If people want that lifestyle, people are free. We can have amazing cities and amazing suburbs, but there's so much land that is just being bastardized and destroyed by Bill Gates and his mates. Bill Gates is out there buying up land so that he can have his GMO crops and, you know, control our food supply while we're all factory farmed in these high density, you know, cities and human settlement zones. All of that land is actually, you know, ours as human beings. Our divine creator has created this earth and created us. And it's not for corporations to control for profit. It's not for exploitation by a few people at the expense of the many. You know, all of our living earth is actually held in eternal trust by our divine creator for us. And we only need to be aware of the truth and to come to agreement, you know, with ourselves and each other, and importantly, with the original custodians of the land. So in all different parts of the world, you know, there are custodians of the original people who have a living connection with the land, you know, that we need to really honour and remember ourselves. You know, so many of us have been trapped in this pyramid system of human slavery for so many generations that we've forgotten how to be free. You know, which is so sad. It's so sad. So sad that we have been divinely designed to actually be real world free and self-governing. And instead of that, instead of our, you know, divine design and our divine inheritance and our free lives to be able to co-create the most beautiful world we can imagine, you know, we're trapped inside this dog eat dog, you know, working for the man, going like every day is a grind, hustling for these magical tokens, you know, and the vast majority of people are suffering in this system, suffering, being abused. It's not a good system, and we can do so much better. And, you know, how are we going to do it? People are afraid of freedom. They're afraid of themselves, afraid of your own power, afraid of each other, afraid of nature. My goodness. You know, we're afraid of everything because we've been living in these little cages inside this prison system, living in fake lives that are not good for us, you know, and it's going to be a process. So, you know, I would like it to be, it's done and we're awake, and, you know, now we're in full action as a community, building heaven and just dismantling everything that no longer serves us. If it's unloving, if it's destructive, you know, if it hurts people and damages our planet, then we just stop doing it. We stop putting energy into that, and we move all of our energy into doing what is, you know, good for our soul, good for our family, good for our earth, and things that, you know, bring us joy. And you know, I guess the vision is making being human free again. Like, how do we do that? How do we make free energy available to all of us? How do we make sure that absolutely all living beings have a safe and secure place in our world? You know, connection with the land. That's my hubby coming to check over here. Connection with the land, and you know, with plenty of food and clean water and shelter, and just getting our basic needs met as our first priority, and then, you know, building on what else from there, you know, making all things possible rather than, you know, the system we've got now where someone has a good idea and the system says, oh, boom, boom, no, that doesn't meet our criteria. It's not in compliance with the corporate control structure. So you can't have that good idea and you can't put that into action. Well, we can do better than that. And, you know, how are we going to do it is working it out together, you know, putting our energy and our attention into our best ideas and our best people, and not doing that in a controlled way. like it has been hijacked and corrupted to basically give us this system, you know, where our leaders are appointed and then we're just meant to blindly trust them and they can make all the decisions, you know, and there's no accountability. When they start making terrible decisions, what happens? What, you just have to wait until the next election where you can, you know, have the illusion of having a choice and having a say. That is a terrible system. You know, when it comes to choosing like our best people and our best ideas, we need to be free to do that organically. So, you know, who do you naturally organically trust and know to be working, you know, in your best interests and the best interests of your family and your community? And who do you, you know, and you don't have to trust anyone with everything either. You know, some people have got great ideas, you know, in one particular area that you want to support. Great, support that. You know, they might have ideas you don't like and don't support in other areas. Don't support that. You don't have to support any person, you know, completely and unquestionably. You can question everything and everyone. That's what freedom is, you know, the ability to discern and to discern ongoing, you know, be present and in the moment. So, you know, if something starts out as a good idea and you want to support it, but somewhere along the way it gets hijacked and corrupted and it becomes toxic, just pull your energy out. Just say, no, I no longer support that. You know, you don't have to give unconditional support. You don't have to delegate your power to anyone. In fact, you know, in divine design, your power is yours. You keep it, you use it, and you can share it and you can lend support, but it always belongs to you. So then if you decide that you don't want to support that, or, you know, there's something else that's an even better idea and you want to shift your energy, then you can do that too. So it's not about you know, finding saviors outside of ourselves. It's not about finding perfect leaders, because there's no such thing. There are no perfect people. Like, we're all, you know, we're all amazing in some ways and completely flawed in others, because that's humanity. You know, that's us. None of us are perfect. And, you know, removing that as a, you know, an unrealistic expectation. So that instead of having people on pedestals, you know, where there's this special class of people, no, like, we're all brothers and sisters. We all take the lead in different areas at different times, you know, depending on what our, you know, skills and abilities are. Best person for the job at the time, you know, so it's organic and it's flowing, you know, it's not fixed, it's not controlled, it's organic, it's natural, it's unfolding, it's evolving, you know, it's coming from our hearts. And we are, you know, checking in with ourselves and each other to see, you know, what is really resonant and what is actually going to be the most loving, you know, and beneficial things that we can do for ourselves and each other. And how do we work through, you know, wherever there's differences and dissonance, and, you know, if there's conflict, like, how do we actually bring truth to that situation so we can see it for what it is? And how do we work out what's fair? You know, because in this system it's about fair's fair, you know, and there is a fairness in truth. You know, there is a fairness when we actually flush out the wholeness of a situation and we can see it for what it is and we're honest about it. And our agenda is mutual benefit and fairness. You know, what's good for us? You know, what's good for us? Not how do we get the upper hand? You know, how do we dominate? How do we control? How do we win at all costs? Like, you know, this is about us realizing that, you know, as a human family, we're all connected. And so when any part of our human family is suffering, we're all feeling that. And that's why this system is so toxic. You know, it's why people can do all the things to be successful in this system, you know, and have all the real world, material everything, the best of everything money can buy and plenty of money, and still feel this, discontent, soulful discontent and emptiness, because there's children being systematically stolen from their families and abused by pedophiles and predators who have created a whole system to protect themselves. That's what this is. This whole system is a human slavery and exploitation system, and there's no soulful satisfaction in, having yourself be doing well at a superficial level, while at the soulful level, where we're all connected, there's all of this suffering going on, in the hidden shadows that we don't want to go into and we don't want to look at. Well, no, that's not good for any of us. That's not good for the people that appear to be doing well in the material world, and it's not good for our most vulnerable and abused people. The people that are being treated as slaves. There's so many slaves that are domestic slaves, in people's homes, where because of this money system and financial inequity, because they've been robbed of their divine inheritance and their birthright, their divine right, not their birthright, their divine right, to be free and sovereign living beings and brothers and sisters, not anybody's servant or slave. There's so many people that are trapped in this domestic servitude. That's a huge thing. And it's not good. It's not good for humanity. It's not loving. Of course we can look after each other. We can help each other. If someone needs help and we want to help them, great. We can help each other as long as it's freely, and with this mutual respect and love and care for each other as, brothers and sisters in this one human family. Not that there's this class of people that are the, slave masters, and then there's the subclass of people that are the slaves. That is vile. That's disgusting. That is so unhealthy, and no wonder our world is in such a state. We know better. We know better than that. Our divine design is written into our hearts. And so, in order to treat people that way, people have to actually shut down their hearts. And that's how we've ended up in this big toxic mess. In order for us to heal and to transform and to dissolve, all of this fictional control structure, and to, soften and move back into divine and natural law that is flowing, free flowing, moving and living. It's living law. It's not about drowning in this sea of paperwork. It's coming back to our hearts, reopening our hearts, reopening our minds, surrendering ourselves to our divine creator, and really acknowledging the miraculous nature of this amazing existence. That we are a fact. My friend told me the other day when we were talking about, how do we witness each other as living men and living women? We are a fact. What a miraculous fact. My friend just had a brand new, beautiful baby girl. She is a miracle. She's a miracle. She's a living, real life little divine creation. How amazing. How, we've allowed ourselves to become dead to the miracle that is life. And that's so sad for us. I have so much grief, at how disenchanted everyone's become. And there's so much magic, like real natural magic, not their black magician bloody casting spells and, you know, ritual abuse and sacrifice and all of their distorted toxic crap. They got so much crap going on. Not that, you know, the natural magic of life, and nature, and, you know, the beauty of a flower, and the bees that do all our pollinating, like the synchronicity and the connectedness of all the little facets of natural life is a miracle, and we're part of it. We're part of it. We're meant to be part of it. We're meant to be a living, connected, like caretaking human family. Like we're meant to be looking after our natural world, all of this divine design, and that in return there's this reciprocity, you know, that as we love and look after each other and our living earth, there's enough of everything for everyone. We're all provided for. And that, you know, that is the truth. That's the truth, and we can see it. It's self-evident. Because it's the truth, it's self-evident. Like, we are facts. We are living men and women, flesh and blood, with a soul and a heart. You know, this is our living earth. It's living. You know, when we are honest, we can feel our connection with our living earth. You know, we know that when we are in nature, the energy is good. You know, it's healing. The beauty of nature, it like feeds us, feeds our soul. It's nourishing. You know, this is who we truly are and who we're divinely designed to be. You know, and how do we figure out how to share in that together, and to ensure that all people, you know, are empowered to be able to have our own individual sovereignty, you know, to be able to decide and discern what's right and best for us, you know. And how does this work in relationship to each other is to know that, you know, essentially, you know, our freedom and our rights end where what we want to do starts to violate or cause harm or loss to others. We have no right to cause harm or loss to others. But nobody else has any right to cause harm or loss to us either. You know, and ultimately, instead of being, you know, afraid of each other and feeling like, you know, whoever's coming at us is going to want something from us, you know, that more than we can give and cause us harm and loss, you know, where the real magic happens is when we realize, you know, that we have the ability to co-create, you know, by conscious agreement, and that as we agree and co-create and collaborate, you know, what we can bring into being together is more than either of us or any of us could do on our own. And that in that there becomes this amazing, like, joyful abundance that can ripple out and provide everything we need for all good people, you know. And yes, there are some actually toxic bad apples. There are people who's you know, who have psychopathy. They're psychopaths. You know, they don't actually have the function for empathy and love. They don't have it. And we do need to have real world capacity to remove those people from our community, because it's not safe. You know, they're actually the people that have really, you know, not only created this, but hold it in place, and they're deliberate about engineering, you know, the suffering of humanity. They feed on it, they enjoy it. So they need to be removed, you know, for the safety of our human family. And that is something that we can do together by mutual agreement. We have an absolute right and a responsibility to protect ourselves and each other, and most importantly, to protect our children. And getting that back at the heart, you know, of who we are as a human family and the way that we organise ourselves. You know, that our highest priority, you know, is ensuring that we're looking after and meeting the needs of our little ones. So that is, you know, they're loved, they're safe, they've got food, you know, they can connect with nature and play and explore and imagine, and, you know, they're free to become the fullest expression of themselves as these amazing little natural human beings, so that, you know, as they grow, they can bring their most beautiful imaginings into being in our world. So, you know, how do we move forward and put, you know, all of our natural human potential and our divine design into action? And it really starts in our heart. It starts in like coming back to our heart, opening our heart, you know, feeling our feelings again. And most people are too scared to do it because we've been so traumatized and abused, and, you know, we were honest, unhappy for so long. But we don't, you know, we don't need to be afraid of feeling our feelings, and we don't need to be afraid of grief. Like, grief is healthy. You know, when something bad has happened, it's right to grieve. Like, that's a healthy thing. You know, maybe we need a whole month of grieving just to make it cool to talk about all the sad things and cry. That's part of healing. So making that okay, making that safe. You know, taking away shame and stigma from grief, and, you know, feeling our feelings. People are always so quick to try and, you know, slap a fake happy to say, yeah, I'm doing fine. Well, no, we're not doing fine. We're at war, we're under attack, like, we're being harmed. They're rolling out a depopulation agenda against us. They're fucking with our weather. They're geoengineering our earth. Like, we got serious things that we need to deal with together, and we have to get honest, we have to get real, you know, and it starts with feeling our feelings and going, yep, okay, you know, that's what's going on. What are we going to do about it? And then we'll all be divinely directed to do our little bit, whatever it is. You know, if we see someone that's working on something that's good, that's helping people, we can say, okay, that's a good idea. How can I help? You know, what can I do to support this? And that's how we, you know, reorganize as a community, and, you know, put our energies and our efforts into supporting the things that are actually good for human beings, and good for our earth, and help us to meet all of our needs. You know, so housing amnesty, I think, is a really powerful thing that we can figure out how to do together. I don't have all the answers, you know, like, there's all different situations that people are in. So how do we support everyone in having the housing amnesty be, you know, a win for everyone? So it's not that, you know, some people are losing out and left disadvantaged by it. You know, we want to create, co-create, how do we make this good for everyone? You know, focusing on food freedom and clean water, you know, ensuring that we've got plenty of fresh, you know, whole natural foods, so that we can make sure, you know, that our community is nourished by good food. That's a priority. So it's a reshuffling of our priorities, pulling our energy out of, you know, this dog eat dog, you know, survival of the fittest. And it's not even survival of the fittest, it's survival of the, you know, most willing to turn a blind eye to evil. That's not cool. Like, that's a terrible system. And there's a lot of good people who have actually done very well in this system, just through, you know, their pure hard work, grit and determination. And I do not begrudge people who have, you know, created what they've created honestly, you know, as honestly as they can within the confines of this dishonest system. You know, but now, as we, shift out of that system, those people who have done really well are in a position of privilege to be able to help and support other people around them, to share, what they've learned and how all of the skills and capacities that, the people who have developed themselves, and systems, good systems, can actually take those and use them to support other projects that, really create this ripple effect of positive change and, shifting out of it's all about the profits. It's not about the profits, and coming back to, it's about our purpose, as human beings, brothers and sisters, heart to heart, and how can we, make the biggest possible difference to help, empower and look after the most people, and, to create projects that really heal our earth and heal our humanity, and have things just get better and better for as many people as possible. So, there's lots. What we need to do as an individual looks different for each one of us, and it's written into our own heart. So rather than looking for someone outside of us to tell us what to do, oh, where should I go? What should I do? How can I help? Trust yourself. Go into your heart, listen to your soul, draw on your own, life experience, and what feels natural to you, and just try, get started, do something, and you'll learn something from it. And maybe that's a great place to focus your energy, and it'll grow and it'll take on a life of its own. And maybe it's not, maybe you'll try something and it doesn't work out, and that's okay. You can pull your energy out of that and have a look for, okay, well, what else can I do? Where else can I, make my contribution where it's going to be valued and respected, rather than in this system, some of the most caring, generous people have just been exploited, used and abused, and the same few people have just given and given and given and never, had any reciprocation and, recognition and appreciation for their work. So, we want to change that dynamic so that this is a truly contributionalism, community and human family. The way that we work together is the people that we value the most are the people that contribute the most, so it's a different dynamic. It's not being rewarded with the bankster's magical tokens. It's being rewarded with, truthful recognition, human heart to human heart. If someone works really hard for people because they love them and they're trying to help serve and uplift and empower people, let's love and support and recognize those people. And the same for people who do the opposite. If there's people that are just always out for themselves and they're scamming and they're scheming and they don't care who they hurt, let's identify those people and let's remove our support from them. Instead of celebrating them and, seeing them as a great success because they're hustling so hard and getting ahead at the expense of others, let's, stop celebrating that. Stop celebrating a toxic model of success and start celebrating, true contribution and, the things that actually genuinely make our world a better place. I think that's all I've got for you for right now. There's so many good people doing great things in our world right now. So, as much as there's these serious problems that we need to address, we need to keep our faith in ourselves and each other and in our divine creator, and in our divine design, and, you know, allow ourselves to just step forward in faith, whatever our little next step is that we can do to, you know, be more of who we truly are at heart, and be more honest and speak more truth, seek more truth, you know, really be tuning into what is true, what is honest, what is fair, what is, you know, what is right. How can, you know, we be looking after ourselves and each other, you know, and doing that, and also calling out the bullshit when we see it. We can do that. We can do that together in all of our own individual small little ways, each and every day, and all of those little pockets of goodness, and some big ones. There's big pockets of goodness out there too, you know, and they can all connect up, and our you know, kind of collective consciousness can shift. We can shift in an instant. We can shift in an instant, and we can do it gradually too. You know, we can do it one human being, one human heart at a time, you know, and it can take as long as it needs to take. So, you know, one way or the other, love wins. You know, love is the truth. So it's just coming back to that, and, you know, remembering who we are, and, you know, starting to live from that place of truth and love, you know, as our governing field, as the energy that directs our lives, you know, and helps us to heal all of the things that we need to heal now.